Today, you will be creating a foldable to help you remember the rules for working with fractions. Remember that you'll need to work with fractions without a calculator. To begin, go ahead and put your name on your foldable, and then take a pair of scissors and cut out along all of the dotted lines. You'll be folding along the solid lines. Obviously, on my screen, I won't be folding with you. But when you do finally fold it, this area that I'm coloring in red will be the back. And each of these triangular sections will be flaps that you fold over. So go ahead and pause the video for a moment and write your name on the paper, cut out your foldable, and fold along the lines. When you're done, resume the video. Let's start on a section called Finding a Common Denominator. Flip over this flap right now, please. The instructions for finding a common denominator are listed right here. Step 1. List multiples of both denominators. Circle the smallest number on both lists and multiply the numerator and denominator by the same factor to change the denominator to the least common multiple. And it says twice because you'll have to do this for each fraction. Let's start with the fraction on the left, 1/10. All I really care about right now is the denominator. Multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. Now let's look at the fraction on the right. Multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, etc. We really only need the smallest number that appears on both lists, which in this case is 20. So the least common multiple of 10 and 4 is 20. Next, I'll take each fraction and multiply each fraction by a constant number in the numerator and denominator so that I change to this common denominator of 20. So let's start with 1/10. To turn 10 into 20, I need to multiply by 2. So to change this denominator while keeping my fraction equal to what I started with, I'll multiply by 2 over 2. That gives me 1 times 2 in the numerator is 2. And 10 times 2 is 20. So this is the same thing as 2/20. Now I'll do the same thing for my other fraction, 3/4. So I'm starting with 3/4, and I want to turn it into something over 20. So I'll multiply by another fraction that's equivalent to 1. Since 4 times 5 is 20, I'm going to multiply this whole fraction by 5 over 5. 3 times 5 in the numerator is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. So I've now changed my two fractions that had different denominators into two different fractions that mean the same thing and have the same denominator. This makes it easier to add and subtract. At this time, please go on to the video about adding and subtracting fractions.